That's just relief moves.
Yeah.
And it probably, as long as you know it's for relief, and you can then say, okay, enough of that. I need to get back to
I'm
work.
going for relief. And then,
Right. I'm gonna go take care of my family
yep,
or take care of my job, my work,
do my
or
thing, do my thing.
do my thing because we had both listened to a thing from Warren Buffett, who's a rich guy, but he's a very wise rich guy, and he said, live within your means and take care of what you can do. From the Buddhist saying, it's chop wood, carry water, like do what you can do. But we all like to complain some, or go the otherwise. What do you call them? Purveyors of hope.
Hope merchants.
Hope person. Yeah, things are going to be
fine. They peddle hope.
They peddle hope.
And there's nothing wrong with that either. Gotta have.
There's nothing wrong. We're not dissing on either one of them.
Not.
However, we will identify both of them in large part their relief moves.
Yeah.
From our own personal experience, they're doing it for relief. They might say they're trying to do something for
right.
But we sort of reserve the upper right for chopping wood, carrying water, cooking dinner for your family, doing
hanging out with them,
giving people a hug, that kind of thing, rather than I will give them a motivational speech.
Right. Gather around, people. Gather around, people.
Gather around so I can give you a motive. And then whenever I think of that, I think of that Chris Farley on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, the motivational speaker?
The motivational speaker.
Prancing around the living room?
In the living room. But anyway, and once again, that is nothing. But anyway, so our point is of how you might, using the amygdala, observing the amygdala.
Yeah.
Via the ACT matrix. It's one of the ways to do it. So Phil and I would be of the opinion that the problems of the world for millennia have been the amygdala. It's it is definitely a great thing for keeping you alive, and it's also a great thing for keeping you in fear, and then doing behaviors based out of fear that are, in a word, stupid.
Or ill-informed, let's say.
The politically correct version of what I just said was ill-informed. Either way, it leads to bad stuff, right? And it's based off of fear. The amygdala, it's a fear-generating part of our brains. And it obviously worked to keep us alive so that Phil and I are here talking to you.
Yep.
And there's other parts of our species alive that we can talk to. But other than that, but then a lot of these decisions that are made, wars. Let's go to war. Wars that are made, that are done. This is all amygdala-based stuff. Even greed. Greed is this fear that I don't have enough, or I'm going to lose what I have.
And gathering, and can't let anything go.
No, I can't. Right. And once I have it, oh my gosh, I have a horrible fear of losing what I already have. Right. And then that leads to, what was that word that I just used? Stupid. Stupid. Like, let's go to war. Right. And, and those have never worked, don't work with a flip. But that doesn't keep the amygdalas from popping in there. So anyway, so how do we look at this thing and use, the ACT matrix to to maybe get a little bit better observation over our amygdalas and tone down the actions based on amygdalas. So now the good news is you do not have to worry about the stuff that happens within just a few milliseconds. You can't think that
Nothing
fast.
can do that anyhow. Yeah.
Right, you can't think. So if you need to get out of the way of a bus, you're twitchy.
Taken care of.
Yeah, your twitchy amygdala will take care of that. So, right, we're not talking about that.
No.
We're talking about these long range stuff where the fear sets in and just gnaws at you a bit, and then you do things. So now you have time for contemplation, right? And so one way of looking at the ACT matrix is contemplation, but in the end, it's looking in the mirror.
Yeah,
it's a mirror of yourself.
Look at yourself.
Right. You say, well, what do you mean? Well, I say, who's important to me? My wife. Oh yeah, I'll put her down there.
Yep.
What kind of stuff shows up inside me? Oh, fear. I know. I'll put that on the lower left. Okay. What kind of stuff do I do to get away from fear? Well, if it's a bus coming at me, I jump. But if it's like higher prices at the gas pump.
Yeah. Seeing your grocery bill.
It's saying your grocery bill, the price of meat or avocados or whatever,
Eggs.
Eggs going through the roof, you see that kind of stuff. And it sets off fear, and then it's like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? Quick, run home and complain to your friends and loved ones.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see the price of gas today?
I wonder how many times that is uttered now.
Wow.
It would be nice to have a count.
What, if we had a
number of times. Have you seen the price of gas? And then in the upper right is like, well, what can I do for who's important to me? And as I said, Phil and I like to keep that concrete. So instead of, I will go give a motivational lecture. No. I will go give somebody a hug, or I will do a kindness for somebody, something concrete that you can do. And then I sit back and I notice all that, and I can notice, what is that pesky, I should say, pesky amygdala, the fear that it generates. And let's not complicate things. It's fear. The fear that it generates, that fear lands in the lower left. And then what set of my behaviors are based on getting relief from that fear? Ultimately, you go to war. On a small scale, you go kill somebody that you know.
Yeah. Eliminate something or someone.
Exactly. You see all these murder shows on TV and stuff. That's one of them.
Yep.
And then you hear about the legal murders, which is going to war.
Yep.
You can call it what you want. If you're killing somebody, it's probably murder. It's just whether you're sanctioned to do it or not. What is it? Oh, James Bond used to have a license to kill.
A license to kill, yes.
Yes. That's the way it was put. But never what? It's still escape from fear, relief from fear. So is my amygdala and the fear based on that and what I'm getting. How is it influencing my decisions? And you can see it. If you look at yourself with that mirror of the matrix and look at my behaviors and like, well, Phil and I were just talking about, how many hours a day are we now fussing? That's the word I use. Griping, complaining about.
Hand wringing.
Oh, well, that's a behavior.
Yeah.
All that. How much time are you spending doing that? Well, you got 24 hours in a day. So if you're spending, except for the few hours you sleep, the rest of it's all spent complaining. Well, you probably don't have any time left over to do nice things for who's important to you. So that would be a problem. At least in terms of your relationships, that would be a problem. So then you might notice, well, I might notice doing a little less of that and a little more hugging. Phil has hug up there. So,
I like
most people like hugs.
Yeah. You give you a hug, sure, why not? Right?
Pat on the back.
Exactly.
Some kind of thing. And so, meaning that you transfer time from the left side over to the right side. We have funny names. We call that, time management, but not in the usual way that it's thought of as managing time. And am I going to give up some relief moves and switch over to satisfaction moves?
Yep.
And so now, if you switch it and say, well, I'm just taking up drinking, the heck with it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm just morning, noon, and night, I'm drinking alcohol for my relief. Well, okay. We're not here to judge, but we are here to say you can take a look at that and see how that drinking up all the time, a lot, how's it working for your relationships? Same thing.
Here.
So notice how I just made equivalent drinking and fussing. And now people want to come and beat me over the head for that.
Well, that would be another relief move.
Yeah, that would be another relief. Good thing I'm here.
Yeah, right. That's why we're on podcast.
We can put them both in it because they're both relief moves. Ultimately, they're negatively reinforcing relief moves. And that's what's so dastardly hooky about all this stuff.
They're really good.
Is because the basic tenets of behavior still work. That the relief you feel when you get rid of something like fear is really addictive. And I dare say it is more addictive than the satisfaction that you get.
Yeah.
And
think about a toothache, and then think about having the absence of a toothache. Yeah, baby.
need you say more? Like, yeah.
I'm going.
So up here in the Northeast, they like to say wickedly.
Ooh.
It is wickedly addictive. Relief moves are just wickedly addictive. Or pick up your phone. By the way, most of the time when you pick up your phone, it's a relief move.
Ooh, let's put that up there too.
It just is. That is. Now you say, well, sometimes I text somebody how much I love them. Okay. What about the other 95,000 times you checked it?
You're checking your email because you're afraid you're going to miss out on something.
Yeah, exactly. And you're always, and we all do it. I'm not excluding myself.
We're all guilty.
So I'll be sitting there, I'll reach over, pick it up, and look at it.
Yep.
And boom, I get the dopamine hit. And did I get that right? Dopamine?
Yeah, that's a dopamine hit. Yeah,
it's a dopamine hit, right? And so how are you doing that? So this is what we title is how to manage your amygdala. And that's it. Notice we didn't say cure it. We don't have, pharmaceutical companies aren't selling a fix your amygdala pill yet.
Yes.
They sell Valium and stuff like that as the consequences of fear. So sort of it. But right now, I would dare say that more so than when I was a kid, we are all suffering from fear. Really, a lot of fear. I guess the last time it got this bad was like the Russian missile crisis.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that was scary.
That was very scary. I think we're getting around that kind of scary right now.
Yeah.
And
we're getting larger concentrations and dosages of fear. Thanks to things like your phone and media and just the fact that we know stuff instantaneously now.
Yeah, think about it. I mean, back in World War II, I wasn't alive for that, but it took you a while before you heard about it.
Yeah.
Now if it happened, like 90-something% of the people would know within minutes.
Yeah, you know what's going on, and you're checking for updates.
Oh yeah, and
then it starts.
Then the 24-hour news cycle starts. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, boy. So anyway, how do you manage it? So, and I already just went through it, and that's how Phil and I do it, and it's how you work toward being calm, cool, and collected, and saying, well, I've probably done enough fussing, or drinking, or
complaining, yeah,
whatever you do, checking my phone.
Check out my phone.
I've probably done enough of that, and I probably should do something for somebody else. Boop. And then I get back to Phil and I's standard thing. If somebody asks us, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do next. What do you think I should do? And we say, well, who's important to you? Why did you ask me that?
What do you mean?
You're going to probably do something for them. But that wouldn't fix all my problems. That would be correct. It wouldn't. However, it would be something to do. And I have, whenever people have done that and come back and told me, they've never said that was a bad idea. I mean, never. N-E-V-E-R, never. Nobody has ever said that was a bad idea. So the basic thing is you think of who's important to you and do something for them.
Like hug them.
Or, and in that case, if you picked up your phone and you sent them a couple of little heart emojis or something.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You just used your cell phone or smartphone, whatever you want to call it, for an actual purpose. So, better yet, call your mom or something, So that's what we're talking about doing, and it's a practice. You don't get it in one day, but if you practice it, because you don't have control over most of this stuff. I can't magically lower the gas prices.
Nope.
As I drive by them, I can't magically lower the prices in the store. I can't do any of that stuff. And now all that stuff scares me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't scare me. I'm saying that. It's just how much time do I spend on the fear? By the way, I do limit my screen time. I will admit. And you can ask my wife. She will even comment, man, you don't pick up your phone very much. That would be right. Because I really consciously try to pick it up when I have a purpose for it. Like I'm going to send Phil a message.
What am I picking my phone up for?
Then I need to pick up my phone or set up my computer to send Phil a message.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I limit it to when I need to use it for who and what's important to me, that really drastically reduces my phone usage.
Yeah. And it helps your amygdala out too, folks.
Yes.
Gives it a bit of a break.
Gives it a break, right. And so yeah, if they have a name for it, doom scrolling.
Yeah.
Facebook, where you just scroll through bad news, which is just it's a bizarre addiction.
It sure is.
It's the thing. So I know I'm susceptible to it, so I don't. I'll shut off. I get all the notifications shut off.
Yeah.
And then my phone will update, and then I have to re-shut them all off.
They just put them all back on. I know.
I mean, they say they're not going to do that, but they lie.
They're not telling the truth.
They're telling the
I just did it today for something. Like, what's going on here? thought I turned that off.
Oh, I know I had it turned on.
And I went back in and it was turned back on again.
Turn back on, yeah. Because they want to sell you stuff. Mainly, it's from unregulated capitalism.
Yep.
But that's another story. But I was watching a mafia show about the five families in New York. In the end, somebody asked, well, are the five families still in existence? And this guy was an expert. I mean, he copped and followed me. He said, well, of course they are. They're just part of capitalism, unregulated capitalism. And that's what we have in the United States. So, of course, they still thrive. And then I was here, I get a lot of these messages. They offer me money,
Yeah.
a lot of money, actually.
Yeah.
And I've always ignored them for years, but I was like, what the? Well, there was a very learned YouTube video on it. I mean, woman. I'm sorry, I'm old. If she's 30, she's a girl. I apologize to her. A young woman had done a very astute job of investigating them, all the way up to interviewing Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, and stuff about them. And part of this report was some of the money that feeds that system is from the Gambinos, one of the five families.
Gambino crime family.
Right. So, yes, they're still operating, and they're feeding money into these essentially sort of loan sharking kind of operation.
Yeah.
And she said, well, how do you get them to stop? Because, I mean, while they were doing the show, her and her crew were all getting these messages. It's like,
see?
Yeah. And the guy said, easy, threaten to sue them. And then you'll be known as a litigant, and then they'll take you off your list.
Yeah.
So, of course she did it, but it hadn't stopped it yet.
No.
So,
You're persistent.
Because there's money in it, and it's almost free for
They're
them.
playing the odds. They know that most people will hang in there, so they just keep pushing it out there.
I've been getting them for years.
Yeah.
Years. And it's always like, this is weird, because I never respond to them. Never, ever, ever, ever. And turns out it's me and a whole lot of other people get them, and they have no incentive to stop whatsoever. But my point in telling that is the Gambino crime family feeds it. So we have a lot of pressures on us, folks. We have a lot of stuff coming at us. So if you can curate how much of that comes in, that helps. That is, don't look at your phone.
Yep.
Don't look at the news all the time.
Yep.
But the other is, do what you have control over. Think about it. Can you change how Congress votes? No. Can you change if Trump sends us to war or not? No. I mean, later on you can vote, but that's it. You can vote. That's all you got is a vote. But right now, no. But can you go give somebody a hug? Can you make dinner for somebody? Can you go mow your grass?
Can you call a friend?
Call a friend. Go help a friend. I helped a friend. You know what I helped them do, Phil? They had managed to lock themselves out of the bathroom.
Oh, no.
And as I like to say, there was a certain sense of urgency.
Right around the corner. That qualifies as a dire emergency kind of.
So I hustled right on over there, and I'm sorry, folks. You may not know, I've been a handyman since I was like 5 years old. I mean, like people know me. I'm a handyman. And so, of course, they called me. And, of course, I went over, and I had it open in less than no time at all, because I knew the trick.
You've been there and done that, huh?
Oh, yeah, been there, done that, definitely. Do the trick for sure. So, but anyways, do that. I mean, stuff like that.
Very sad.
Help people out. That's what you have control over.
Yeah.
Could I say yes? get in my truck, which, nowadays costs a bunch of money just to drive down the road.
Yeah.
That's all right. Uh, as I said, there was a sense of urgency to the call. And there you go. But take care of that stuff best you can, and doing things that you can actually do is very helpful.
Yeah,
I've known it. Phil knows it. I know that lots of people know it.
yeah.
Do what you have control over. By the way, the Buddhist said, "Chop wood, carry water." Same thing. But back to it. Every once in a while, you look at what's my amygdala up to. Now, it's feeding me fear. Period. Make it simple. Don't make it complicated. It's feeding you fear. And what behaviors am I doing to get relief from the fear? By the way, yes, I do complain some.
That's one of my favorite relief moves.
Do I complain? And yeah, but after a point, I'll stop.
Yeah.
If it's time to go do something.
All day of complaining is just not it's gonna work.
It
Exhaust you.
It's exhausting, and you get nothing else done.
Yeah. Which will generate more stuff.
And I know people are out of money, and it's hard on a fixed income, and the prices have shot up. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat that.
Oh no, it's not good.
But still, at the end of the day, you do what you can do. What you can do with your hands and your feet.
And your mouth.
And your mouth.
Those are the three you have control over, folks.
The problem is that we humans know how to replace what we do with our hands and our feet with talking.
Right. Which makes us feel like we're doing something. That's the beauty of a relief move when you're complaining.
That's called transformation of stimulus function. There's words for that. Meaning, and it feels like you're doing something.
Oh man, it's great. Especially if one person starts complaining too, and then you have a complaint fest going on. It's great.
It feels right. It feels just like you're doing something.
Oh man!
But when you look around, you ain't got a damn thing done.
No, grass is still growing. Your dishes still need to be cleaned up. And trash needs to be taken out.
Yeah, all that stuff's still there. So you might notice, that's that word notice that we use a lot. Notice what the complaining's getting you. Yep. It's getting you some relief. Yeah. Probably getting you mad.
It can be fun.
It can be fun, whatever, It's just that notice and use it. So, but you do it with the matrix. We do it literally. I oftentimes call it a self-portrait. It's just a way of looking at yourself. And taking this brain world of yours and putting it out there on a piece of paper or a whiteboard, and taking a look at it, taking a look at your behaviors. And if you possibly can, don't let your amygdala get you into stupid decisions. I mean, at the end of the day, you're the only one that can judge whether it's a stupid decision. But I mean, I use the word stupid because I too have made stupid decisions. Done it myself.
Yeah. Made several already today, as a matter of fact.
So, but if you watch what your amygdala fear relief cycle is doing, you might just have a few less.
Yeah. Shifted.
And one day you might even look around you, maybe you're in a room of people and you think, gee, I think I may be the calmest person in this room.
Yes.
Bingo. That's an important skill.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett would say that's the most important skill.
Yes,
that would be the most important skill you have in life, is to be the calmest person in the room. And if we're all sitting there in a competition to be the calmest person in the room, we're probably okay. I don't think a fight will break out.
Yeah, you're in a good spot. If we're all working,
Yeah.
if we're all working for calm, we're in a good spot.
We're all good in a good spot.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we'll worry about being the calmest. I've definitely been in meetings where I knew I was the calmest person.
Oh, that was my sole goal when I worked in the schools, was to be the calmest person in the room.
Because other people are just
spinning around,
agitated.
Oh, their amygdalas have taken over, is what we would say.
And that's what it's true. They have. We humans love to think we're not animals, and we are. We're just animals, and we have these amygdalas, and they just get us going.
Yep.
All the way to war.
Yep.
Kill each other. Do stuff.
Before you know it, they get you going, and then you know it.
Yeah, so. Anyway, that's how you use the amygdala. You use the amygdala. You don't have to worry about using your amygdala. It's going to go anyway.
Just let it do its thing.
You manage it. Manage the behaviors. I'll say it technically. Manage the behaviors based from relief moves related to the amygdala. You manage them. And personally, I just switch them over to the other side and go do something for somebody who's important to me.
Yep.
Like my wife's downstairs right now. I can run down there and give her a hug.
Same here. Same here.
And thus far, she hasn't complained about that. I guess I could overdo it, but I haven't managed to overdo it. I'm just kidding. There's this, there's stuff you can do, Go say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works, Wave at your neighbors or something. This stuff you have control over. So that's how you do it. It's simple, but it's really hard because it requires that you have the discipline to do it.
Well, again, it's a practice, folks. This is a practice.
It's a practice.
This is not a one-shot thing. This is something that is kind of like a mantra that we use.
Works though.
Yeah.
It works. And gradually we have more and more people use it and use it like this as a noticing mantra. Noticing the self and noticing what the self is up to. And another way of saying it is noticing if my behaviors are working for my important relationships. End of the day, that's it.
Yep. That's what you got. Control over, that is.
That's what you have control over. Anything that find their amygdala to be very powerful. Well, I've been saying that, Kathleen. Mine is very powerful.
Oh, yeah. Mine can get me going this nanosecond.
I would say that what you're saying, Kathleen, is that they feel like they can't stop it. Right. What I would say is develop a practice. I would give a concrete thing. Let's do it this way. Draw yourself a matrix. Write down who's important in the lower right. Just put fear in the lower left. Because that's what you're going to be dealing with is the amygdala. So just put fear. Don't put anything else. In the upper left, put whatever you're doing to get relief from that fear. And in the upper right, put what you can do for who's important to you. Now, go around and notice over several days and weeks, even months if you can keep it up. Keep noticing that set of behaviors. Just notice them. Kathleen, I have never had a person I've worked with who didn't start noticing over some time.
Yep.
They were doing more stuff for who's important to them.
I was just going to say the same thing. That's what they report to us over and over again.
That's the test. And so then they would come back and say, well, my amygdala is not so powerful.
Yeah.
it's over time, I can change my behaviors. I can choose to spend time on the right side rather than the left side. And we humans can do that. We can. I know there's behavioral scientists that don't like the word choice, but I haven't found one that's better. From this contemplative practice, somehow people, and the word they use is choose, is they choose to do behaviors on the right side, for who's important to. That's and choice seems to be a very workable word for that, so we'll go with that. Folks, I am trapped in I have studied this stuff way too much. I know way too much about this stuff. So what you're seeing is me wading through what I know and coming up with workable. And it works to say, yeah, I can choose to spend less time on fear-based behaviors from a very powerful amygdala and choose to instead spend time doing stuff for who's important to me, including yourself. Well, by the way, we left that out. You can go exercise.
Yeah. Oh, this is, yep.
Eat right, get plenty of sleep, that kind of stuff. So that's what I would say to them. I would give them the practice. There's no magic bullet.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you go take a Valium or something, I guess, Xanax.
Yeah. Slam down a bunch of beer, that might do
it. Slam down a six-pack.
Right.
Go get you a bunch of them THC gummies.
Oh, yeah. Readily available.
They're on every damn street corner around here in Maine, but something like that. I mean, those are chemical reliefs, but I guess even exercise is a relief.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what we do. That's why we keep doing this, Kathleen, is we just keep working toward getting people into the practice of doing this. And it's a practice. There's no doubt about it. But looking at yourself, just to pause for a second, it's rough. There was a time you'll go to looking at yourself and I'm used to it now. Phil's used to it.
Yeah.
But there's a time after you do it for a few weeks, it's sort of brutal. Noticing
you can start doing that and going, I don't like looking at myself.
No, I don't like looking at myself.
I don't like what I'm seeing here.
And and then if you can just hang on and don't run away.
Yep. Stay with it. Keep doing it.
And then get to the other side where, okay, I can look at it now and I like it. The behavior is better. Yeah. I like it better. But initially it can be quite brutal.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing some, not so nice things.
Yeah.
Yep. Vis-a-vis your loved ones. It can be hard to look at. And the Matrix is an absolute mirror. It does not lie to you.
What do we call it? The brutally benevolent confrontation with me.
Yeah. So we do understand that it's brutal.
Yeah.
That it's harsh. That just because looking in the mirror is harsh, or stepping on a scale is harsh.
Yep.
It's like, that's feedback, direct feedback. And so the Matrix is really, even people who are being dishonest,
they know.
They know. They know.
That's the whole thing about it. They
I have had people basically throw it aside and say, I ain't looking at that thing.
Yeah.
But,
that's because they know.
Which is a relief move.
Yeah,
for sure. And I'm not going to try to convince them to keep looking at it. That's
No.
not my job. But there's not a lot, Kathleen, but there's a few, Jackie or whoever's talking. There's not a lot, but yeah, few people don't. But other than that, you're okay. You keep looking at it. Their behaviors change. You notice you're nervous.
Over time.
Now, over time, you notice more, and you notice
You end up doing more stuff for who and what's important to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a concept, right?
Really.
And there's no, but it's just it's like it's absolutely no different than exercise or eating right or anything.
Yeah. People, you go to the gym, you work out, right?
If you eat right for one day, great.
Yep.
Didn't really do anything for you. You exercise one day, great. But it really didn't do anything for you. It requires weeks.
Keep it up.
Yep. Yeah, keep it up.
You get results.
Yeah. But then you notice the results. Same with the matrix. And with doing the matrix, you don't have to exercise or eat right or anything.
Yeah. You cannot exercise, eat crappy, and still do the matrix.
You can still do the matrix. Put that baby down. Ask yourself the question, who's important to me?
Hey.
Which, by the way, that's the one question that I ask myself a lot. Who's important to me?
Yeah, that's the orienting question I like to think
I will tell you right now that my wife usually wins. For good reason, she is. So it's not a made-up thing. She really is the most important person to me, and then I behave accordingly. So I think I'm top on her list. I'm not going to ask her.
Yeah, she can do her own podcast, Kevin.
But behaviorally, that seems to be the case. So
Yeah. Same here.
Right. But that's the biggie. Gosh, man, I didn't get to that right away. Back in 2009, when I first drew the matrix and stuff, I didn't get to that. It took me a while before I got to that very powerful question. Who's important to me? Powerful question, though, because then it'll orient your behaviors.
Yep.
Maybe even less cell phone use, less smartphone. Hey, you see, Phil, where they put out that big study about the banning of cell phones and whether it works or not?
Yes.
Big old study.
Yep.
Sort of the sum of it is yeah, it helps. It's not a panacea, but yeah.
Yep.
Especially in the second year.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yep.
First year, they're just complaining because they lost their cell phone.
Well, you got to go through all your relief moves. Back to what we're saying. It's a practice. You got to go through your relief moves.
But once they get past that first year,
and more time doing stuff that matters. Yep.
Right. Then it gets back to
Yep.
So yeah, teachers must love it because they know
absolutely think it's fantastic. Oh,
they went from 62% distraction on cell phones in the classroom down to like 12%.
Yeah,
it was huge.
Well, improvements in concentration and attention. And the kids themselves are in better. They feel like they're more
in the second year. The first year they felt like crap.
You got to stay with it. You got to it's like withdrawal, Kevin. It's kind of like withdrawal.
Very much like withdrawal. So, but anyway, that's the news on that. So
very encouraging.
So you might come to that realization that dropping your cell phone is probably good for your relationships.
Yep.
Unless you don't
and see.
Unless you're already not using it much.
Yeah. In which case you're on the way.
And then you're fine. But if you're on it a whole lot, yeah. So anyway, keep it up. Keep up the good work, folks. I'm glad so many people showed up.
Yeah, very encouraging. Everybody here.
Very encouraging. Manage your. That's how. But show here. And our only thing is, if you get a chance, you might show somebody the Matrix. Notice I did not order you to show. I don't order people to do anything. But if you get a chance and you're in the mood, You might just show it to them. Now, the great thing about the Matrix is once you show it to somebody, they can't unsee it. It's like, the kids say when they see somebody naked and they go, oh my God, I can't
unsee it. Right.
Well, the Matrix is like that.
Kind of burns in.
It's burned into your retina. So even those people that shove it aside and say, I don't want to look at it, it's okay, but you already looked at it once.
Yep.
Good enough. So, but most people have a much more benign look at it. And the more they look, I've had lots of people say, I didn't do it for a long time, and then I thought to come back and do it. And then I started doing it, and it worked. But what do I say? What do I mean? You can make it simple in this day and age. Notice who's important to you. Notice fear from your amygdala showing up. Notice your relief moves based on that fear. And then up in the upper right, notice what you do for who's important to you. Just notice all that stuff over time. Profound changes over time. Not a quick fix, but over time. But notice I did use the word profound. It is profound changes. And we do. Simple is our mantra. Hey, Andy, you want to hear us? Yeah, that was my thing. They said, hey, Kevin, what are you going to do with this act stuff?
Where do you think it's going? They said to you, right? Where are you going with this? Right?
I said less words. Translation, simpler. Now, every once in a while, we'll only do the vertical line.
Oh, yeah.
The workability of that is limited. The two lines in the four quadrants.
Yeah, we seem to need. Can't get any simpler than that. That's about it.
By the way, just to get a little technical, that's the story.
Yeah.
Because then you're telling a story. When you go from who's important, fear, relief moves, like what I can do for. That's sort of a story of your day, right? It's the story of
my journey every day.
That's my journey every day, and so I'm in a little loop of a journey, and so it's much more congruent with human nature and how the human mind tracks.
How to go about doing what we do.
Right. So fits in with that. So, but keep it simple. We'll be back.
We will.
The problem, maybe not next week, because don't you have an appointment next week?
Oh yeah, I'll be attending to while I'm doing something for one of my important people.
Bing, bing, bing! Right there, he's going to do something for somebody important. And so, since we tend to do these together, we'll be back
probably Thursday
the 4th.
Yeah, Thursday the 4th.
Thursday the 4th. We'll be back. It'll be November. November. God dang. I just looked up there and saw November.
You did what I did.
June. Now I'm looking at a different spot. June. It'll be June the 4th.
We'll be back with another.
And we'll be back. I think next time, what was it? It was I thought maybe we'll do this again.
Yeah.
But instead we'll say how to be the calmest person in the room.
Let's do it. 2 weeks. How to be the calmest person in the room.
We'll do another rendition of
this. I like it.
Okay, everybody have a fun.
Take care. Yeah, bye.
What's it say?